cash back this winter at restaurants, home improvement stores, and select streaming services. Pick up a quick bite while we're activate.
For my pubic area, I choose the Venus pubic. My skin, my way. Venus.
Todd, there's also jerky. Fine. You have to keep this to yourself. You have to. Please.
Dale, here's some peaches for you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
What's up?
The patient was transferred from a 1980s.
Missing anything, or you guys notice anything, let us know.
Hey. This is not that great, but
Oh, no pictures.
I'm so sorry. I feel like shit.
Yeah, you and me both.
I didn't expect.
Why? Shoot me again? Best pray I'm dead.
You're pregnant. You need vitamins, medicine, a nice pillow. You're skinny. And if you're not gonna let free take someone has to. Lori, you have a medical condition.
Creek flows south past that farmhouse Daryl found. Maybe Sophia Ford here would take back up. After what went down with Daryl, I don't want anyone going out alone. We stay in pairs. I'll take suggestions on a partner. See how they do on the range, then take your pick. Binoculars. I can't involve any of you in what we do without is okay.
He doesn't like it.
There's no way this is one of the ambulances from the regular hospital. Is it going around again? Yeah, it's just going like so. There
in the ACC, but those recent wins at home a couple of weeks ago against Notre Dame, and then
guys, comment down below where you think this thing is going right now. It's probably following the same route it took to transfer the patient. Right there.
Kentucky grapes.
Woolery 10 for 22 this year, 455 average. So you got a win against Wichita State on Thursday. Top 30 national recruit out of Bridge. For big points.
Yeah.
Wawa to Wawa to a bomb to Wawa to to a wah to a boom boom,
You're watching college softball on the SEC Network. Today we're coming to you live from a windy Starkville, Mississippi. News Park sites Bradley Braves. Alongside Madison Farmer, I'm Anthony Craven. Great to be with you here on a nice weather day for February as Mississippi State takes on Bradley for the second time. Tough 5-3 matchup. As there you see, most of our games on the weekend have been pretty good, and these two teams have been
early with that Ashley Breeding home run. Today we have Lexi Sosa in the circle, and she has had a pretty solid weekend. Just her bat has been incredible, and even over the first 2 weekends, she has looked pretty solid this year.
Their own Kiara Sells ended up hitting the game-winning home run, her first collegiate home run to cap off or to continue.
And just emerging on for this Mississippi State team as one of their top players.
So the Bulldogs won last night 5-3 over Lexi Sosa. She's been really good in the circle and at the plate this weekend.
For her team really coming clutch yesterday with a really big home run off the foul pole.
That was ended up being a walk-off as Mississippi State defeated SIU, North Texas, and Bradley. They're playing the Braves again today. They'll take on a veteran out of San Diego, California. She'll be in the lineup today as well, so she'll be pitching and hitting in today's game against the Braves. Rolls. 3-1 the count. Slapping it is DeRoll, but it's fouled by just about a foot and a half down that line and left, and now the count's full. DeRoll, Kennedy, and Sample 1-2 pitch in there for a call of strike 3. Great start for Lexi Sosa.
That was a great pitch to go to. All of the other ones were a little bit on the outside corner, and she just goes right in at her. And that was
is a pitcher who also hits in the lineup basically every day, at least so far this year, for the Braves, along with being the everyday DP. On the day she's not pitching so far this season for Bradley. 1-1 count. Her effective as a pitcher.
Lexi just goes out there and competes. No matter what it is, she's going to go do her best for her team, and she's also going to have fun doing it. I think that's also a big thing about this team that Coach Ricketts has said, like, they know that it's just a game, and they're going to have fun doing it, and there's so much more to life than just softball, and Lexi's one of those players that gets it. She's on this team.
And she gets her second consecutive strikeout looking to begin the ball game. And now she's facing the 3-hole hitter, Bailey Sample, and 1. Sosa's ERA coming in 2.62. And I thought Josie Marin in the circle for the Bulldogs last night against Bradley did a good job pitching around and scattering the hits. The only big hit she gave up was that home run from Breeze.
Yeah, Josie looked really good. Just went and let out the hitters, and she wasn't afraid.
That ball misses downstairs. Sosa issues her first walk of not just the ball game, first base runner of the afternoon. I keep saying afternoon. This early start time's throwing me off. 11:37 here in the McCoy hitting 286 so far this year. Pops it up. Might be a place so are the Braves. No runs, no hits, there were no errors. 1 left on. No score yet here in the first as State will send to the plate. Sacco, Bar.
We're back in town. We're back in town. Oh, he's he blew that stop sign. Wait, he's turning. You see that sign? It says
no score yet here in the first as State will send to the plate. Sacco, Bar.
We're back in town.
It's like a dead end.
Yeah, it's a dead end, guys.
Stop.
Oh, dude, kind of work. Should I get ready to back up?
Yes.
As State will send to the plate. Sacco.
Guys.
Morgan, a Brookfield, Illinois veteran, 5'9", right-hander for Bradley. short outings in her other 2 previous appearances. She's facing a Bulldog lineup that features Sacco, Barbary, and Sales to the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, who are 7-1 to their first 8 ball games of the season. 2-1.
Going more of a power game, and so far it's working out for her. She's looking really strong this year. And, I mean, just
brought up the change because last year, her first year at MSU, not her first year playing collegiately, transfer from Louisiana Tech. Coming up, they're looking to slap. We all knew that she had some power because she could.
This year, and she knows what she's capable of, and she's determined to go out there and do it and compete for her team.
She draws a wall. She's also shown over the past couple of ball games the ability to understand with a 500. Brings up Nadia Barbary. Sacco taking off Barbary. That was a good swing there by Barbary. Runners take off, double steal, just landing in safely as Sacco. Throw into third. Interesting decision there as the catcher, Emily Organ, decided to try to throw to third, which makes sense. It's a shorter throw.
It's a fake butt steal, but you want to
fight. Get a replay here. Timeout called, and yeah, I believe we're about to have our first replay of the ball game as the Bradley coaching staff is asking to get a review of that play at third. It was a
it was a great throw by the catcher, and honestly,
I mean, we can't really see though. Is the tag being applied?
And being able to control your body enough to stop and make that tag, that is a great play by the shortstop as well.
Addie Welsh covering third base there and applying the tag. The ruling on the field that she's out in order to overturn it. Only question I have is the throw gets there.
I think it could go either way, just with the angle that is provided.
And it's potentially a big moment because if the call stands, then the Bulldogs have 2 on base already with no one out and a really good hitter in Kiara. Alright, so the call's overturned. A really good defense.
That is a big out for Bradley, getting that runner off third base. Now, for Mississippi State, you still have Kiara Sells up and Nadia Barbary on second. I mean, that's a runner still.
That ball was hit so hard, it got out to Schaefer in center field pretty quickly. So Barbary can't score, but now the Dogs have runners at the corners and less than 2 outs.
Yeah, this is a good situation. Sierra was on third base, she would have scored there. So good job on Bradley, but also really good job on Sells to move forward and continue to hit the ball.
Expected. The batter in the box now for the Bulldogs is the cleanup hitting catcher, Jesse Blaine, the senior right-handed hitter. Steps in there. Great opportunity for the Bulldogs here to score first. 2 on base with just 1 out. Blaine hits one high in the air, out to right field. Schlosser calls on that.
You know your speed as a base runner, and she was kind of coming in on that ball is what it looked like, and Barbary be able to know, hey, I'm going to score on this, and I'm going to get my teammate an RBI and a sac fly.
And she had to lead.
Yeah.
So nice base running there by Barbary. Give Blaine credit for the RBI. And a good job right there. Listen, everyone knows, runner at third, less than 2 outs. Some obviously would love a base hit, but get anything to the outfield and give your team a chance there to score first.
Right.
Sells on the base paths. Bulldogs on top 1-0. They scored first in last night's game against Bradley, too. Bradley came back, got the 3-run home run from Breeding, took a lead, and State responded eventually with a 2-run. Drops in there for a strike. And the count now 3-1. Scored first As it bounces off, and Lexi Sosa continues to have herself a heck of a home opening weekend, and the Dogs are now on top by 3.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. I mean, Lexi Sosa has really come out this year, looking really strong. And, I mean, she's pitching today, so that obviously, you know, when she goes back out there to pitch, I'm sure she's got to be feeling a little bit better about herself after hitting a home run like that.
Sosa's second home run of the weekend, and here it is again. And that is a line drive to right pulling out today. It's a hitter's kind of day.
I mean, something like that. I mean, that ball, either way, it was pretty solid. And the wind may have helped it push it up a little bit.
3-0 now the score as Sosa hits her second homer of the season. Her 7th hit overall. And she now leads the team with 10 runs driven in. Nice set yet again.
I mean, she's also one of those players like Kiara Sells. They're in the same class, both juniors, and they both took 2 years to develop. And they worked on their craft, and they supported their teammates, and they played their roles well. And Morgan is one of those players. She knows her role, and throughout her first 2 years here, she played her role really well, and now she's exceptional.
Bernardini just got hit number 9 of the young season. Do it for Hannah Organ, who came in with a 1-2 record. ERA elevated up just a bit. For Bradley will be number 6, Avid Badgley. State saw Badgley as a hitter last night. Had not seen her yet as a pitcher. So she takes over for Hannah Organ. So Organ can't get out of the first.
Really great job by Morgan Bernardini also. That's one thing that you want to do in this game. After a big home run like that, I mean, that you can either continue.
Left the bat in a hurry and left the yard in a hurry as well off the bat of Sosa.
That exit velo there was 81 miles per hour, and that is pretty insane to think about. I mean,
the day is over, at least for now, for Hannah Organ. Abbott Badgley, the senior from West Lafayette, and just to come in and get 1 out.
Yeah.
Just get us out of the inning here.
Yeah. As a pitcher here, you just really have to come in and compete. Just really not be afraid to go right at the hitters.
The hitter for the Bulldogs is a young lady making her first collegiate start, Paige Ernstis.
Paige Ernstis also had her first career home run yesterday. I mean, first pitch that she's seen in News Park, and it's a home run.
I mean, can you have asked for a better start? In your home debut, it's a multi-run home run.
Can't ask for better there, honestly. Kind of something that you dream of as a freshman.
Now, I'm sure you remember your first start, your first at bat, your first start. Left and passed. Coming around third and stuffing at third actually is Bernardini. Good opening couple of weekends to her collegiate career.
She's getting those opportunities and she's making the most of them. I think as a freshman, you can have a lot of nerve.
Runners on at second and third. She greets Badgley rudely with an extra base. Still 2 outs. Badgley misses high, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. That is the first double of the career of Paige Ernstis. You see there is coming around third is Ernstis. The ball's cut off. She will also score, and the Dogs have opened things up.
That's a great job by Riley Hull. You really just want anything to the outfield there. Nothing in the infield, and she did just that.
Dini a single, Ernstis a double, a single for Hull, and now a base. Has just not found the green grass with balls put into play, but that time she comes up aggressively.
With it. And that's something as a hitter that can make you go into a slump if you just keep getting out. I mean, you hit it great, but you keep getting out. But really good job by her to just keep staying with it and stay on task, and finally one fell.
In the inning for the Bulldogs, 6 runs on 7 hits. They are going to charge an error to the left fielder, Durant. So 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Badge is going to stay in there. That timeout called by Coach Willis to go out there and have a conversation with Badgley and also the entire, I would imagine, infield to go over a few things as the Bulldogs have gone through the lineup already in this. And Badgley starts her off with a rise ball taken high and 1 ball, no strikes. The count on Sack going 500 hitter on the season. A 600 on base percentage.
You really can't ask for better there. A better start to the season.
Still early in the year. Takes that one down and away, ball 3. So 3-0 the count. Badgley inherited a less than great situation, but she has not been able to get one. Sacco drew a walk to begin this inning. The Bulldogs have now sent 10 to the plate on base for Kylie Edwards. Sacco really caused some damage as there are now 2 on, and the Bulldogs will have Barbary back up at the plate. Taken for a ball, and the count evens up at 1-1. 6 runs on 7 hits, and the inning can hard hit ball foul left side. Will do it again. Count is now 1-2 on Barbary. Has driven in 3 runs on the year. A base hit right here would more than likely give her a 4th RBI.
That ball getting away. Sometimes it might be hard to see from that viewpoint, but that was a really good job by her to see it on the ground, and she was immediately going.
The Bulldogs have been aggressive on the base. Huge first inning for State. 11 batters, actually 12 batters. Barbary grounds out, but 6 runs.
You said the word unfold like
aggressive on the base. Huge first inning for State. 11 batters, actually 12 batters. Barbary grounds out, but 6 runs.
Focus. This guy could be anywhere.
Wait, I have a solution. Kyle?
This one's a friend, Yana. No, he does not.
I said the word unfold. Hello? You know you're out there. I mean, if you don't come out right now, we're gonna...
At Domino's, get any crust and any toppings for $9.99 online. Try the Domino's viral pizza or invent a new one.
Single owl, not too tall, would like to meet female for a lifetime of happiness. Well, that's...
Toppings for $9.99 online. Try the Domino's viral pizza or invent a new one.
Lexi Sosa back in the circle for inning number 2 as she continues to have a great week.
Home run in the very first inning to put your team up and now go back out there and compete on the mound.
Sosa has the luxury.
You still got to go out there and compete, but it's a nice cushion to have.
Ashley Breeding is the hitter for the Braves to begin this inning. First 3 pitches. And Breeding had the big bat last night for Bradley, a 3-run home run that gave them a lead in the middle innings. Bradley and Breeding continues to swing the bat well against Bulldog pitching. First 3 pitches. Trying to give a spark to Bradley in the middle innings. We've also got the catcher, Oregon, coming up to bat this half inning. Addie Welsh, and if anyone else reached run lead for Mississippi State. That ball misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-0. The Bulldogs have Blaine behind the plate, Hull over at first, Romero getting a start at second, Edwards at short, but a player that the Bradley coaching staff is really back to bat, but it's in there for a strike, and the count evens up 2-2. Short, but nicely done. So back-to-back base hits. Bradley trying to answer the 6 runs the Bulldogs put up.
Edwards was pretty close to second base. I mean, and you had Zion Romero covering first base on the bunt. So
the approach from Schlosser would be, because she is a slapper most of the times. She's up there. That was more of a big cut, a swing and a miss from Emily Oregon, the catcher. Not at catcher last night for Bradley. That was Webb. Off the hands. Nice job there. Easy pop up. And out recorded for Barbary over at third base. Now the Bradley shortstop, Addie Welsh.
Her ability to go in on the hands of hitters. She's not afraid. She's not afraid to hit the hitter. I mean, that last series she got jammed, and Lexi Sosa does a really great job on throwing it on the hands of hitters.
Sosa so far an inning and a third, 2 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. That ball's high. Offensively, 4 hits and 14 at bats.
Ground ball to the left side. You have a chance for a double play if Nadia Barbary has it, or even if Kylie Edwards, there's another chance for a double.
Pitches, her second season with the MSU softball program. Also an assistant coach at Arizona for a while before coming over last year to become the pitching coach for Mississippi.
Substantially, and making each one more and more confident each game that they play.
It's like Sosa, you can tell a difference in their approach after having joined us for now over a year with Taryn McKinney. There's the walk, though, so Sosa unable. It's for Bradley to get back in the ball game. Golden opportunity, bases loaded, just 1 out. We might see a pinch runner or a pinch hitter here. And meanwhile, it will be a pinch hitter for Bradley, as they'll bring up number 12, Austin Comstock, who also had a pitch, take strike 1.
As a hitter in this situation, I mean, the best you can grass.
Just don't strike out.
Right.
Don't strike out. Don't hit a slow roller, you know?
Yeah, don't get too big in this situation. Just do what you know how to do and go compete for your team.
Comstock trying to go the opposite way, fouls it back, strike 2. But also take a sac fly RBI right here. Get it back within striking distance.
Right, you really
down and strikes out. Huge strikeout there for Sosa, and a big moment early in the ball game. There are now 2 gone.
Really great job by Sosa there, just going at the hitter and doing what she knows how to do and not being afraid because the bases are loaded.
It's an out and over the head of Sales. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. This might clear the bases. Throw to third. What a big moment there for Lauren DeRolf.
She also noticed that every single person on Mississippi State's team, they were pulled in.
State lead in half. After an inning and a half, it is Bulldogs 6 and Braves 3.
Also known as AG.
Mississippi State's team, they were pulled in.
State lead in half. After an inning and a half, it is Bulldogs 6 and Braves 3.
Schedule GI to determine how much you can deduct. Your federal AGI can also have an impact on your state return, as many states use it as a starting point to calculate your state taxable income and apply adjusted gross income. Your NAGI can change based on the deduction, but it's essentially your AGI plus any deductions the IRS requires you to add back in, like tax-exempt interest income. Your federal AGI can also have an impact on your state return.
Back.
We head to the home half of the final score of 5-3. Bulldogs got the win. A lot of runs, a lot of offense here in the first inning and a half. State scored 6 in their first at bat. Bradley answered with 3 runs, thanks to a 3 RBI base hit from DeRolf in their last at bat. That's a big answer there for Bradley.
It is, and Mississippi State jumped up on top in the bottom of the first inning really quickly, 6-0. Score is 6-3 now, and it was 6-0.
Kiara Sells leads off the inning with a hit by pitch. That ball came up and in, got her on the shield, so runner on at first, and no one is out as Jesse Blaine. to score State's first run. What a great double play. 5-4-3. McCoy, Breland, Sample.
That was a really good job there by Bradley. Just a quick double play, a quick turnaround. I mean, you're one out.
Years on the left side of the infield. Yeah. I mean, when you get a sharply hit one hop.
It's something that you kind of dream of. You're like, I really hope that this is what happens, because that it's an easy play to make there, and it's something that you're so much closer to getting out of the inning and going back to hit and score more runs.
High in the air, not deep though, and right. Schlosser calls off Breland.
You're so much closer to going back to hit and score more runs.
High in the air, not deep though, and right. Schlosser calls. Not deep though. Right. Schlosser calls. Flag flies and right back to Sosa off the bat of Kennedy, results in a quick center passing.
Yeah.
She fought so bravely against Ovarian.
And I get to see her family and just growing up with her sister here this weekend, and that just shows the support that they have for softball, for Mississippi State. So much more to life, and you just really have to. One of the first ones to comment on Twitter or now X.
That's right.
So grateful that I even got to run into them today and hang around them for a second.
And the Bulldogs will continue to wear teal uniforms off and on. Ball right into the glove of Hole, who will touch the bag at first. Sample is retired after a long at-bat. Good battle there between Sample and Sosa. There are two.
To get a good angle on that and catch it on the side of your body, it makes it a lot easier, and she did just that. So.
Count. Long at-bat. Good battle there between Sample and into the wall. Really well-hit ball by McCoy. That'll be a double. That ball got to the wall. Sosa trying to work the inside corner, misses downstairs. Ball one. DeRolf, that ball lifted high and fast. Here in Starkville, temperatures at first pitch were in the 60s. They will to get out number 3. So Sosa and the Bulldogs get out of the inning. McCoy. To be his most important title.
Softball now? I'm up he is. Oh, gracious.
No, he's doing a good job down there. His most important title. Congrats. Y'all are still newlyweds. Base 3. His most important title. Congrats. Y'all are still newlyweds. Base 3. Bernardini puts one on the ground left side. Scoochie first came in, but seemingly has calmed things down. Now the wall, her first time up. Hits one up the middle, past a dive for Mississippi State. She continues to have a great start as she is, I believe.
First home run, and then her first at bat today, she hits a line drive to the outfield, and then
to begin her college career, has base hits in 4 of them. Great start as she is, I believe. Hits one towards center field. Is going to be deep and over the head of Schaefer. Rounding second is Romero.
Kind of finding grass, and Riley Hole has kind of been one of those players too. Struggled to find grass, but she's hit the ball well.
Scored already and 2 runs driven in for the veteran first baseman. Riley scored already and 2 runs driven in for the veteran first baseman. Riley Hole, 2 on base, 1 gone. The Bulldogs 6 run, 2 runners left on.
She's hit the ball well.
Scored already and 2 runs. RBI single for Edwards, her first time up today. 2 on base. That is her 4th hit of the year. 6 run. 2 run. Back to the bag initially, saw that ball roll away from McCoy. Back to the bag initially, saw that ball roll away from McCoy and alertly got up and came home.
And just making sure that if third baseman there catches that ball, that she doesn't get tagged.
So give Edwards credit with a nut to it. So State capitalizes. 7-3 Dogs on top. Sierra Sacco. And the count already on her 2-0. She has been walked. Echo. 8 runs driven in, 9 runs scored, has walked 7 times already. And the count already on has struck out just coming around and trying to go home is Sacco. Now she'll stop that one.
Right, I mean, they saw their chance and they started to risk it, but then realized maybe not. The left side, so runners can advance. Sacco did a really great job.
And I don't know if she wanted it and lost her. She got that ball
by her. On this field, that corner, it kind of slopes down over there, and you got to...
Couple of our Riley Ritchie. Will come on in relief of has allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 runs, 4 has walked 5 and struck out. Has walked 5 and struck out 1. So walks have been an issue for her in her first 3 1/3 innings thrown this year. Sacco runs at third as Marbury steps up. She's 1 for 2 today. Ball gets away. Sacco's trying to score. She'll get in there standing up for State.
She's confident going in, so she knew she was going to be. She's confident going in, so she knew she was going to be safe.
Giving us, at least for the moment, a really nice Saturday afternoon.
What more do you want in the middle of February?
Listen, after yesterday, the good news is no rain yesterday or Thursday. Allen out of play, straight back behind home plate. The count is full, 3-2 on Nadia Barbary as Richie's trying to get it out and keep the bases empty here in this home half of the third. Dogs on top by 7 now. That ball again hit foul off the backstop. We had temps in the 30s during the game on Thursday night. Yesterday, the temperatures were... Speaking of mighty good at bat right there by Barbary. Not trying to do too much. Got a brand new pitcher. She takes the base on balls and keeps the inning alive.
Yeah. That's what you want there. Just be patient. Get a pitch you can hit, and if you don't get it...
On at first with 1 out as Kiara Sells steps back up. She has been on base twice today. Takes that first strike on the outside corner. Sells had a single and scored a run in the first. Hit by pitch to get on base in the second. High into the air, shallow in right, coming over. And it brings up the Bulldog catcher, Jesse Blaine. Long, but especially in this inning for Mississippi State. Straight back behind home plate. Lane at the plate. It's 1 foul straight back. And the count evens up. Has done a good job, though, getting on base. Has drawn 8 to make the catch. Is Schlosser. Rounding third is Barbary. She scores from first all the way over and slides.
Her first one, she was a little late with that foul ball there, and then
scores. So the Bulldogs have now hit a couple of triples today, and both runners eventually score. And it's all Mississippi State, 12-3, Dogs on top. Last season, what have you seen that's maybe a little bit different from the Bulldogs just from last year to this year?
Yeah, I had this conversation with Coach Ricketts the other day. I said, what is it that's different about this team? Because I haven't been able to put my finger on it, but runs in the first or the second and then fall off and just don't really carry it out. Play with the players who matter most. It's not always like the 9 on the field, they're the ones producing, but the ones on your bench and behind the scenes, I mean, they matter just as much, if not lot more than those 9 other players. You need your bench just the ones who are starting. You need your bench just the ones who are starting. They get to push each other every single. They get to push each other every single day in practice.
How important is it for players who might
Day in practice.
How important is it for players who might find themselves in that role, where, hey, it's not my time.
You have to be a pretty special player to buy into it. And we see here ourselves and Morgan Bernardini. They were in that role for 2 years. And they've gotten their time now to start playing and they've gotten their time now to start playing and start producing and being good. Everyone on this team, they know it's just a game and there's more to life and they're really out here having fun and they've had some not so
The key too in this day and age, I would imagine, where you can transfer freely to have so many players say, I don't mind sitting on the bench for a couple of pinch hitter to come up. She ends up popping out in foul territory behind home plate. Inning is over, but State tacks on some more offense.
Visit TurboTax.com. Visit TurboTax.com for more info. That makes sense.
Yeah, right. I think we go back to the ambulance.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. I think we go back to the ambulance.
Inning is over, but State tacks on some more offense.
Visit TurboTax.com.
Specifics on as to where this guy went. Come on, guys, back to the ambulance.
Some more offense.
Visit TurboTax.com for more info.
Is there anybody here with us in this ambulance?
Bro, ask if they were like, I don't know, killed by the patient. Let's just get to the bottom of it right now.
Okay, we're...
We
head to the 4th inning and start between these two teams.
Last night, maybe if you're a Mississippi State fan, kind of would have made you a little bit nervous for a minute there. And it was a tight game. Bradley competed really well, and then Bradley also went out last night, and they played one heck of a game against Georgia Tech. I mean, Bradley is not a team that maybe before coming in here, maybe to go out there and just play how they know how to play.
Well, speaking of compete, you know, Bradley won't go away quietly. Morgan Schlosser, a leadoff single, just a good swing right up the middle. I think she'll get Olivia Turner. Get a bat, step up, a right-handed hitter. That leadoff single is the 5th hit of the ball game for Bradley. 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 swing of the bat. So far today, 3 runs, all of them scoring on 1 swing of the bat. On the year, 0 for 11. Snap throw to first, just diving back to the hits. Just trying to get a right-hander with some power up there, perhaps, as the Braves are trying to get back within striking distance. Extended it past the 5th inning.
Yeah, you really just want to make sure that you're still competing and you don't go away. And you want to kind of claim yourself as a team, like, we're goody. There's technically still 3 to 4 innings left. And
games this weekend as Turner gets her first hit of the season. Nice job as a pinch hitter to drop one in front of Sacco.
Even just that there. I mean, no, it wasn't a home run or a super hard hit ball, but it was a productive at-bat for her team. She moved the runner to second, and she got a single out of it.
And a good job there by Schlosser to hustle to second because Sacco
that was really good fire. Yeah, really good read by her. Sometimes those are really hard to read, and you can kind of get frozen up in the base.
Fouls back the first pitch, straight back, in fact, off the backstop for strike 1.
This is another one of those situations that plays to Lexi Sosa's strength. You have runners on first and second, and she's able to go in hard at the hands of hitters, and you want to roll over ground ball here.
Welsh drew a walk and scored her first time up today. That ball gets away just a moment from Blaine. Either runner, though, can advance.
This is another one of those situations.
Haley Webb, meanwhile, has been just a pinch runner's role for her here in the top of the fourth. So Webb at first, Schlosser at second. Back-to-back singles to begin the inning for Bradley as they are trying to get back in the ball.
It's a sneaky one. Sometimes you don't expect it, but could have been risky there, but also 12-3. Go ahead and try it.
A quick release, too.
Yeah. Be ready for it. Sometimes if you're not communicating with it.
Of the season, she and Morgan Stiles have been used as the second baseman. Sosa well back in the second before getting a walk, and she's battling here again with two already on and no one out. Ooh, big swing and a miss right there. Sosa, it appeared, changed speeds, went to the outside, got a swing and a miss.
Awesome job by Sosa there. Okay, I just did this. Now they're thinking about pitching this. And Lexi Sosa, she did just that. And it worked for her. And
I'm curious. Looks like we one gone, but I'm curious, back to my thought, to have someone like Sosa, who is a veteran pitcher, but also a veteran hitter. I'm curious if, but does it help Sosa a little bit to have that hitter's mindset to know?
Am I right about thinking this? And like they know, and I was like, oh, if I could just be a pitcher. I was a pitcher. What would I do here in this situation? Even if you aren't a pitcher, as you play the game and the more experience that you get, the smarter you get. I would
pitch to Baker. And Sosa, you mentioned earlier, in her 6th year now of playing softball, had TLA, and her first to reach base safely. Baker. And Sosa, you mentioned earlier, in her 6th year now of time.
She did just that to get that strikeout there.
And this will indeed be a pitching change for Mississippi State. That'll do it for Lexi Sosa. So far, 3 earned runs, walks, 2 strikes. At home yet this year. She did pitch some. I was curious, what do you know about number 20 for the Bulldogs?
Fun fact, I actually played a travel ball tournament with Sarah Phillips when she was in 8th grade. She got to play up with her. They speak very highly of Sarah Phillips, and I mean, I think she's a pitcher. Sarah Phillips, I mean, she throws 61 to 63 miles an hour, and yeah, your nerves are still going to be there, especially your first time throwing at home. But you have that cushion, and your teammates have your back, so I think you just have to know my teammates have me, and I'm just going to go out there and pitch and do what I know how to do.
And I'm sure Samantha Ricketts and the coaching staff, this is exactly what they were hoping would happen today. Get a big lead, get to pull some.
Everybody as much experience as possible in order to be ready for SEC play. Very good job on her. She's looking confident so far. I mean, 2 strikes already, no balls. I mean, great job to come out here.
Run. She walked 1, struck out 1. A little bit of everything in that 1 inning of action. Her first time out. That ball is just foul. Pass. DeRolf is a slapper. She's 1 for 2 today. Had that triple, or actually had that double, 6-3. And DeRolf is retired. Good job in the circle by Phillips, although I think by the Bradley coaching staff.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out there, Kylie Edwards' positioning. And I think she did a really good job on positioning herself to be able to throw that on the run very quickly.
So on the field, the call is she's out at first base. Here's the
positioning. I think she
ooh.
Really good job on
this might be one of those classic. Does the tie go to the runner or not? Right?
Right. Honestly,
and a good call, I think.
A good call. Originally from up here before the replay, I was like, oh yeah, she's out all the way.
Phillips comes in and gets the final out of the inning. We head to the home half of the 4th. Bulldogs on top, 12-3.
And how can we find Patrick?
And a good call.
Yo, what the hell? Yo, who are they?
A good call. Originally
of the inning. We head to the home half of the 4th. And a good call.
Yo, what the hell? Yo.
A good call. Originally
of the inning. We head to the home half of the 4th.
the face come. Just kind of, yeah. Hey. That's right.
We go to the bottom of the fourth in Starkville. Paige Ernstis with a double and a single and a run scored. Off speed, stays high. We go into the
She looks so confident up there right now. I mean, for years.
hits that one. Foul territory. Catcher might have a play. She does. In the ball game and play catcher. And that's
There. As a catcher, you always want to make sure your body is not facing to the field, just so it doesn't pop back in play. So that's a great job.
foul territory. Catcher might have a play. She does. And that's
There. As a catcher, you always
in right field. Center field. That ball comes in and misses on Hull, who's had herself a heck of a ball game. For Hull, hits one hard towards the gap, calling off. Mile is Schlosser as she drops it. Rounding second wood off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, well, right now it looks like they scored it.
As Schlosser gets moved into center field, the ball's going to find you quick, right?
The ball will always find you. I can guarantee you of that.
It found her, and the ball in center field allows her to get all the way over to third base. That's Hull. She's over there with no one out, and Edwards at the plate.
Another triple
Ball in the break. That's got to be close to the tying her record that's there by Edwards. Ritchie back in the circle for Bradley.
Another triple ball.
The last couple of outs. The tying her record that's there by Edwards. In the third inning, and the first out here.
She was playing deep, normal depth, and Riley Hull immediately took off, and Welsh immediately went to home. That was a really good.
So clearly the call there was ground ball go. You thinking there in that situation?
I mean, you're thinking they're going to go on anything. You can't really give them that opportunity to go. To tell these days, honestly.
Thanks for your honesty.
Right, I mean,
all of us, the baseline, just enough.
And you can't really give them that opportunity to go.
Yeah, runners out at home. So, listen, not a bad idea, though. Let's have them.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, that, you want as many runs as possible, so.
And because it is one of those calls that is very how to be interpreted from one crew to another.
Right, you have now that you do get that opportunity that maybe would have been an out before, and then it gets overturned, and could be run there, but
we've seen it decide games already today.
Had
a triple runs on just one hit. Has walked two. As Breeden makes the catch. In the inning, State can't score. They're still on top by 9. 12-3 as we head to the fifth.
I think we were talking to you. Where are you guys taking us?
In the inning, State can't score. They're still on top by 9.
We think that they're taking us to where the patient is located right now. They're trying to help us solve. She said yes. Right now, they're trying to help us solve. What the frick? She said yes.
Top of the fifth in Starkville, 12-3. Mississippi State on top alongside Madison Kennedy Farmer. I'm Anthony Craven. Great to be with you. As they jumped on top early. 6 runs in the first inning. Don't have the stats in front of me. I would imagine teams that score 6 runs in their first at bat win the vast majority of them.
I remember seeing a stat Brian Ogden put out one time. Just missed.
It is remarkable as Phillips gets the strikeout.
Really great job by Phillips there.
First strikeout today, second of her career, as she has now thrown almost 2 full innings of softball. So their record, when they have a lead late in ball games, they really do a good job of playing with the lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're up by a substantial amount right now, but they're confident and they can
runs this at bat to keep the ball game alive for at least one more half inning. No one on and one gone as Sample might be chasing. And now the 1-2 up the middle. We mentioned the Braves need to score at least twice. As Phillips started her off with a breaking ball and broke right over the plate for a strike. Today, the sixth-year super senior in Sosa, the true freshman in Phillips. Downstairs, ball one.
and both of them are using
A little looper grabbed out of the air by Morgan Stiles, your brand new Bulldog second baseman. And that'll be out number 2. Ending this ball game early. Swing and a miss on a high-velocity rise ball. It also seems to have some good velocity on that rise ball when she needs to.
The pitches that, unless you have an off-speed.
Strike goes, or the count goes to 1-1. That ball bounced quickly into the board. Should end it. Third baseman calls for it. Barbary squeezes it. And
watch them this weekend. And that's a great win. Last night it was only 5-3. Today they extended that and it was 12-3. So that was a great job by Mississippi State to come out on top and just compete throughout the whole game and do what they know how to do.
And again, Lexi's Bulldogs victorious 12-3 over Bradley.
I